Hello, dear folks. Welcome back to the show. East-West Show, Jack Chow's hosting with the G&E TV. And this is the one of the debate we're doing in regard to 2016 presidential election. And there are lots of new pop-ups. There are some runaways. So there are some slide down, slide ups, I don't know. You name it. So we still have quite a big list on both parties' agenda, and yet we remain not able to see clearly each and everybody who holds what. Well, today joining me in the debate is my good friend on the left-hand side, Alan Diamante, attorney at law, and who specializes in immigration, yet he is very, very politically smart and politically correct in my way. All right. On my right-hand side, Mr. Ken Hemi, also my good friend, and he's a writer, wonderful writer, a philosopher, and he is also sometimes,
Seldom.
you want to use that word?
Seldom.
No, seldom politically right, and he is very smart. I'm kidding. They are equally right. They are equally close to me as friends. To both of you, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
I love you and your viewers, and Alan, I'm happy to be here.
Alan just came back from traveling.
Oh,
and
nice.
He's still jet lagging right now.
Nice.
And I especially appreciate for you still making it, and an appointment we made about a month ago, you still kept it. All right.
Yes, and
that's a plus.
I just left Argentina, and in Argentina they're having their election.
So they're happy with you? You're leaving?
Yeah, right.
They seemed happy. Maybe they're happy that I'm leaving.
Okay, very good. Okay, now, it is very mystifying right now. We see on the left-hand side a big name, Hillary Clinton, and we are waiting to see somebody popping up. Well, we don't know yet. At least we do not know anybody with enough of the poll rating coming up yet. On the right-hand side, as contrary, we exactly see a different picture. We have a huge crowd over there, led by the big guy, Donald Trump. So I've been talking to lots of my friends over dinner most of the time. I ask them, how do you think? You know what they tend to ask me? Almost everybody asks me, it is not important who is who does what. It is important, it's more important if you want to see, excuse me, this cough still trying to kill me. And if you want to see an overall picture, you will probably ask your first question by doing this. What do Americans need? And then we'll turn our head to look around who has the capability and or quality to meet up the need, right? So, and I want to put the American needs in two categories for A, B, C, D. Number one, political policies, public policies. Number two, economy. Number three, international relations. Number four, the anti-terrorism war versus the problem we have of the current Syrian refugees, including Paris. So where do Americans stand? I want to start with Alan, please, because I see you dozing off. No, you're not. Okay, Alan, please.
Yes.
So what is the American need in the public policy area?
I think the American people focus on domestic and international issues. And in terms of breaking it down to public policy or economy and so forth, you're really separating in what's domestic and what's international.
I see.
And focusing on the domestic, obviously public policy is very important. We know that a lot of people want to be free from threat of being murdered. People want health care. People want to be able to have jobs to pay for their pensions, to take care of their families, to put their children through school. These are domestic issues. And this is still very important for the American people, especially in light of the economic crisis that the United States has been suffering for years. People want to make sure that they have a sense of security domestically. Sense of security where you feel safe economically and also you feel safe, you know, from harm. And these are domestic issues, and very important for the American people.
Okay, for domestic issues, what do you think, Cam, about what we, the American people, we the people, need the most?
Well, first, I think all of this can be congealed into the very simple concept that our next election will determine whether America becomes a socialistic country in a socialism of theory of government, or we retain our freedom and capitalism as envisioned by our founding fathers. So I think that's the issue. Now, right now with what's going on in terms of the international terror activities, which will certainly be hitting America possibly on Thanksgiving, but anyway, we're all afraid of it. So what are the best ways to protect ourselves from it? And so immigration is one of the very big issues.
We'll talk about the international relationship and the anti-terrorist war later.
Well,
But
immigration
right now,
is domestic.
Focusing ourselves onto the domestic issues.
Right.
So do you agree that the biggest argument is that whether we're going to socialism or capitalism?
Yeah, this is something that's lip service that we've heard from politicians for years, as far as I can remember. I remember growing up, initially it was a scare of communism / socialism.
All right.
So we have to have balance, and a government has to be balanced, and there has to be some form of socialism. For example, Social Security. People want to have some sort of Social Security. Not everybody could afford to have something for their future. We're talking about Medicare. How do we take care of ourselves and others in the United States when they become seniors? Is it solely their responsibility? Is everybody equipped to be responsible over their future care? Or does the government need to intervene? So there has to be some sort of sense of socialism. Are we talking about publicizing the telephone companies, oil companies? No. We're just talking about having some social programs that protect the American people.
So basically what you're saying is that there are some programs that might have a little bit of a socialist society taste.
Right.
And you're saying is that the whole country is going to socialism.
I'm going to disagree with my esteemed role model, Alan. Social Security is not an element in socialism, in a country that is run by socialism as a government. It is a program under the umbrella of capitalism and freedom as an individual dignity. It's a program that has social aspects, but it's not a program under the government of socialism, which is an opening a door to tyranny. Socialism is, we've talked about the cycle of socialism before, which we don't have to go over again.
If we can forget the arguing part, you both are talking the same thing. The program is needed. The program is needed, right?
Well, we need what we have, but I don't think that everybody's entitled to every little lovely thing in life just because you're living here. You've got to earn your way too through your own life. So it's not an entitlement.
And I disagree with my colleague.
Yeah.
I believe in a civilized society, we're paying taxes for the government to make sure that people in our society, our neighbors, that are not as fortunate as we are in a capitalist society. Some people do better in a capitalist society than others. I don't need to have shanty towns right next to my town because we're not taking care of those people. There should be basic needs for education, for getting medical care, and for other areas where we believe that the government could intervene.
What's your comment on the part he says that they have to earn it?
Well, everybody cannot earn it even if they wanted to earn it.
Well,
see, that's the difference.
Well, no, socialism, Social Security, by the way, we pay for it, okay? I paid into Social Security for 40 years. So it's not a government thing that, here, I give you everything.
I do too.
I know that. We all do.
But What
So
about
it's not one of
what
those,
about those
but-
who are not able to pay?
Okay, but in
Who are
America,
not able to afford it?
America is the most generous, and sometimes foolishly so, but the most generous country in terms of foreign aid. In the world, there is nobody that can't get a meal, through all of the union rescue missions, all the wonderful things, and all of the volunteerism in America, all of the ways people reach out to take care of each other.
And
We
how about
don't
those
need the government.
disabled?
Exactly. There's people that
How
are
about babies?
There's
Babies
people that are
who are
mentally
not
ill.
able to work.
And some people they could transcend
Well, they're supposed to have parents.
economically through education, but not everybody could get education.
How about even if they're orphanated?
Well, but with what Ellen just said, not everybody needs the same education. We have so many people coming out of colleges now that can't get a job, and they're not even teaching talents quite often in colleges now, which are experiencing unheard of anarchy on many campuses, and that has to change. These guys like Black Lives Matter, or you've got to have professors. If he says
You think
something,
Black lives don't matter?
I think the organization is a terrorist organization, Jack,
No.
that threatens
Okay,
violence
now,
on a daily
I'm
basis.
so glad you mentioned the subject of the
Me too.
Black Lives Matter. So
All
the
lives
question
matter.
is, yeah, all right.
That's
good.
it. That's all I do. All
So
lives matter.
The question is,
Equally.
do Black Lives Matter?
Equally to all other lives.
Your comment on the subject, on the title of Black Lives Matter.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with his statement that all lives matter, but when there's a disproportionate killing of black people by police officers, and we've seen the murder of individuals by police officers, Mr. Scott, who was shot in the back by a police officer, wasn't even armed, that raises a lot of issues. And we see a disproportionate number of homicides by police officers, I believe is 1 out of 5 unarmed. This has to be analyzed and dealt with. And everybody's entitled to, in the United States, talking about this domestic issue, to feel safe and to have trust in their government, including the police.
Obviously, we're touching a very serious
it's
issue.
very serious because
that we will take a break and
Black
come
Lives
back
Matter
on it.
encourages the
And you're
murder of
first.
policemen.
You're first up. You're first when we come back
back.
on it, right? So stay with us.